This standard operating procedure for installing bypass door, rail, and roller kit. I just put the rail in. These come in 72, 60, 48. Obviously, they're all the same other than the rail length, and you can always cut them down with a Sawzall, angle grinder, or whatever metal tool. Already put this new rail in. If we ever come across a make ready, and it's like, you know, this is part of it, you know, you just test the door. But if you look down that line, this thing's all chunked up on the one. This back one looks all right, but at this particular house, when we walked the house, the doors were sitting in the closet, and not hung. And I originally came and I was like, oh, probably just needs new rollers. And I knew this. So anyways, we had to change order to install these. But anytime we come across like, oh, the rollers are broken. Well, they're probably broken because that thing's chinched up. This thing costs, those are $16 each. I think we charge like 50 or 60 bucks for the whole deal. So if you ever, anyways, if we ever come across where you see a broken roller, just go ahead and put in your estimate, just to replace the whole kit, which is rail. And this is all the parts. Pretty self-explanatory. The big screws already put in there for the rail. These are for mounting this. This is like the old school builder grade ones. These are nicer because you can adjust the height of the door. But you'll just notice that there's a number 1 and a number 2, and they have different offsets, as you can see right there. This one's like whatever, ½ inch, and this is like 1/8 or whatever. So the number 1 goes in first, and it's going to be sitting like this. And that kicks the door back so there's room for the front door. So number 1 goes in first, and I'm not obviously, but essentially with it, if we can pretend this is on the door, you slant the door this way, it hooks in there, and then once it's straight, it goes like that. This is the old bypass door guide, and we'll just keep that. And this house is getting carpet replaced, so it doesn't really matter. But anyways, so I'm not going to put that on right now, and somebody probably took it off and saved it for the carpet guys. But on carpet, there should be a block of wood. Sometimes we have to put a block of wood in there. You know, you just want to use like a thin piece of plywood, whatever, scrap wood, doesn't really matter, and just glue it to the slab. And then you basically put that in. Once you have the door straight, you like look down there and make sure they're, you know, not kicked that way, or obviously the other way. And that's pretty much it. Pretty simple, but key things, just there's the 1 and 2, and it's usually always the rail's fault why these doors aren't working correctly. If we're putting these in from scratch, like new slabs, a lot of times we'll the bifold doors, this is called a bypass door. The bifold door is like the little accordion, you know, that's like that, and then there's actually 4 slabs. That's kind of, you can basically convert it to one of these, and it's a little less maintenance than the bifold doors because those things are kind of finicky. There is some trim considerations, like you add this big trim to kind of hide the rail. And then these original ones, they have these the trims kicked out to hide the seam of the door. It's not super, you don't have to do that obviously, but if you're making it from scratch, like we're trimming out the house, then obviously we would do it like that, so that it looks, you know, as legit as possible.